got it. Then you get my age.
Okay, while you think about that, does anyone else have a question?
I just have a point.
Yes.
I think that, you know, the people we're talking about at the SWAT were people who not just were part of Occupy, but worked extremely hard with Occupy. These security teams at times put their life on the line for us to keep us safe. And we are not just talking about a bunch of, you know, the guys who would get drunk every night. These were the guys that went out and dealt with the drunks who wanted to, you know,
burn up the place.
Burn up the place.
Okay.
And who wanted to, you know, shift people, who were dangerous. They not only were part of Occupy, they were instrumental in us and our ability to, sorry about that,
Right.
to do Occupy.
Right. And I think that if we can secure this area, we can make this place as safe as that was. Yes.
1 minute, Eric.
I'm sorry, he's keeping the stack. I'm just.
Eric, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but would you consider identifying the houses as Occupy Detroit?
I would love to. Go work.
Occupy Realty. Occupy Detroit Realty.
I was kind of a.
We already got the houses down. They tag. Occupy.
Well, there's an Occupy bumper sticker on the Bottle House. We have kind of makeshift real estate sign in front of the White House that says Occupy Detroit.
Cool.
Who owns the house? Okay, I remember my question. Who owns the houses?
Okay, I'm sorry. We'll get back to your question. You're on stack though. Who owns the houses? That is unclear. As far as I know, they are abandoned. Most of them don't have doors or windows. Some of them have been tagged for closure by the council.
Okay.
All right, so we are at time. I would like to take a temperature check at closing stack, finishing out stack, and then moving forward with the consensus process. Can I get fingers for support or not support for that? Awesome. Okay. Cool. So stack is that'll be after the clarifying questions and things. I will give a moment for that. Yeah. All right. So who's next on stack?
So you got my question?
Well, I guess like the question I have is, are these working groups actually going to be able to do the things that you're asking them between now and then? And would it be possible to maybe, you know, like I think that we need more coordination than just, you know, like from one day to the next if we're actually going to give you the kind of support that you're asking for and that you need. And so maybe, you know, in addition to this proposal, I wouldn't block this proposal, I think it's fine, but in addition, would you be willing to maybe go to the spokes council and talk to the working groups at the spokes council and make a proposal there so that, you know, like we can have more coordinated and efficient support?
Yeah, I would love to attend the spokes council. When this was an announcement on Saturday, they kind of fell upon me to contact some of the working groups and get them moving. They already have a little momentum. I'm just hoping with the General Assembly behind me can really get things moving quickly. Yes.
How do you know that a bank doesn't own that house and could claim these houses once they're put back in livable state?
I don't. But if we can get the houses in livable state and people move into the neighborhood, I would consider that a win.
Let's keep the clarifying questions pertinent directly to the proposal.
Because the idea is to build up the neighborhood again.
This is pertinent to the titling on the house.
Yeah.
I can actually get a search on that title for you.
Yes, please.
Okay. I need to know addresses.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can get the information tonight because I'll be dropping off the guys.
Yeah.
Coordinate with them after.
Yes.
Could you be more specific about exactly what you need us to do there, so I can know if I can do it?
Well, it's going to be whatever you can do to fix up a house, even if it's just like raking the lawn, sweeping, painting, scraping, paint off the sides, putting up windows, doors, shutters.
So you need people not only to come, but to bring some kind of equipment to help repair and fix up.
That would be very nice, yes.
All right. At this time, stack is over.
I have a question.
The stack is closed.
Oh, okay.
So we can, if you'd like, we can propose one more time, or we can go forward with the consensus process.
Go for it.
Okay. So can I get a temperature check on moving forward with the consensus process? All right, we're going to go forward. Do we have anybody who's not jazzed about this proposal? What's that?
Restate the proposal.
That the General Assembly endorsed the restoration of the Golden Gate.
Oh, yeah, any friendly amendments. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, I apologize. We do have to give a brief moment for friendly amendments. Are there any friendly amendments?
Friendly amendment. This gentleman asked who owns the house. What I'm hearing is the concern that these are bank-owned properties that would be reclaimed from occupied squatters. So my friendly amendment is that we do a risk assessment before putting any money into the property, and that any money goes back through GA.
Do you accept that friendly amendment?
Well, we've already approved a card for kerosene and Home Depot. Anything over $100.
Yeah, anything over $100, I would accept that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not really asking you to like push the house back in order, just make it livable.
Okay, so, all right, is there anybody who's not jazzed with this proposal? Fingers down. We do have one. Anybody who's going to stand aside, who won't stop them from moving forward with this, but doesn't want to participate? Got 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then is there any blocks? Any blocks? All right. Do we have consensus?
Can someone remind me how much time we have in this space before we go into 7 minutes? Chris. In 15.
Oh.
When do we need to be out of the space? 9 o'clock.
Okay. So we have 29 minutes. How many more proposals?
Announcement. Pretty damn important.
How much is that? Okay, so what I'm going to ask for the 3 proposals that are out there, if there are any of those 3 proposals that are time sensitive, that need to have decisions made on between now and the next GA. We have one. Is it? Can I get permission from the other 2 proposers that we table those proposals until Saturday's GA?
This is really quick and it addresses problems we've had tonight.
It's time sensitive though. I mean, it might be quick.
What about if you get 1 minute to just put it out there, but maybe not? Maybe you can just
really
put it out there and not ask people to consent on it?
Is that an announcement?
Yeah. No, it's a proposal. It's a quick proposal.
Make it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it.
Okay. My name is Tucker. In the facilitation process, only blocks have the opportunity to explain why they're blocking. I propose that stand-asides be given opportunity to explain why they're strongly against a proposal. The goal is to prevent unnecessary blocks.
All right. Does anyone need the proposal restated? Raise your hand. No. Okay. So let's go with points of information on this proposal. Okay.
Clarifying questions? Okay, go ahead.
Don't you think that would be putting somebody on the spot where
It's voluntary.
Hold on.
Isn't it putting someone on the spot who just wants to say, okay, I want to step aside, but I have my own personal reasons, and don't really want to have to explain themselves every time they want to step aside? Now, a block, I can understand the explanation, but stepping aside means that I'm stepping aside from the issue.
I'm only proposing that people with a stand-aside that want to explain are given that opportunity.
You didn't see that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so to restate, so this doesn't, everyone can hear that.
So restate.
You have the option of explaining your stand aside, is what this is.
Right.
Yes.
All right, do we have any other, are these clarifying questions or are they concerns?
Well, mine would just be, I believe that we already have, that you basically can put your opinions out during the discussion process, and that the blocks have the time to explain their blocks because it is imperative, as they are stopping the process, that they have a special time to clarify. My concern would be that there's just not enough time to do 2 full runs of why are you standing against this?
All right, so we're still looking. These are just clarifying questions. That was you got a C yet? Okay, so I guess we moved into concerns.
Maybe with a strict time limit, 1 minute.
Right. So can we get a temperature check about giving 1 minute to comments and concerns?
Okay, that's with 4 people showing something that 1 minute didn't get approved.
Okay, can I see a show of hands for people who want to give 1 minute for comments and concerns?
Let's just get it to a vote. Let's get it done.
No.
Okay, so can I get a temperature check and move it to consensus?
Okay.
So is there anyone who's not too jazzed but can live with it? Do we have any stand asides? And do we have any blocks? Okay, I see we have 2, 3 blocks. Can you start with you, state your block?
So morally and ethically, my concern is that all of our time is valuable, and I want to honor all of our time. And I think that, and I believe that on like a very deep level. And so I think that this stand aside is like a really important position. And I think that ultimately in building consensus, we're trying to come up with decisions that we all can live with. And so the blocks are people who have decided that they cannot live with it. And so it's important for them to be able to explain why so we can move forward. With a stand aside, how you feel should have already come out during the discussion. And I feel like if we open up space for stand asides to discuss why they're standing aside, then we need to open up space for people who aren't jazzed about it to explain why they're not jazzed about it. And then we need to open up space for the people who are consenting to explain why they're really for it. And for me, I feel like all of that should come out in the process. And I feel like for blocks, we have to give them time to explain why they're blocking so that hopefully we can help them come to a place where they can like live with what we're doing or like decide that they need to keep blocking. So it is a moral and ethical concern. I hear what you're saying and I think it's important, but I am blocking this because I think it will impede our process, and impeding the consensus process to me is impeding our fight for justice.
I'm proposing this because we're already having this problem. Yeah. People are misusing the block.
I agree that people are misusing the block, but I don't know if that's enough.
If anybody has a suggestion for a better process, I'm open to that, but this was the idea.
Okay.
Are you going to take this? Would you be willing to table it, and we'll talk, and then maybe we can bring this to the next?
I'm willing to do that.
Facilitation meeting?
Thanks, Doug. Okay. So, and this is time sensitive to today.
Okay. It's very, very, very important that we have a lease signed for the 5900.
Louder.
All right. It's very important that we have a lease signed for the 5900 building. I was involved in one building, or rather a club that opened up, and we didn't have a lease. And the thing was is that we got thrown out. Okay. All right. My proposal is that we have some sort of lease in place in order to continue with any renovations or okay, all right.
Okay, so do we have points of information?
Yeah, we already passed at the GA. The legal committee is looking into getting a lease,
okay,
and they're going to bring it back to us when they get one. So this is already being done.
Yeah. However, I think that the point of information is that what we didn't do though is address the issue of whether any work could be done at the location prior to the lease being signed. I think that's what's being addressed.
Right. Yeah.
Do we have a point of process over here?
As pointed out, this question has already been voted on, so I believe that this proposal is out of order.
Okay.
So second.
Hold on, I'm sorry. She just clarified, the proposal that was passed was that we seek a lease agreement. I think what I'm hearing you say is that you're just asking that we don't do any work until that happens. Did we reach consensus on that already? We did not.
No.
Okay, so I think that's what he's proposing.
Okay. I mean, I think, well, there was a proposal to use the space for a variety of purposes that was blocked. So, to some people's understanding, that means we aren't supposed to be using space. So we're blocked using space. So I think that there is obviously a need for clarification on should work be getting done in this space, or have we said no to that at this time? And what is the response?
I have no idea.
Point of information to that? Anybody have a point of information to that?
Point of information.
Okay, go ahead.
No work has been done at the 900 building by Occupy Detroit for at least a week and a half. And it is my understanding, everything that's been done there has been done by the owner and his people. And it's my understanding that no work is going to be done by Occupy Detroit until legal is doing that. I'm not positive on that, but I know that they're in work with legal to do the lease, and just so everyone knows that.
Okay. All right. No, that's very cool. That's what I want to hear. Because you know, I mean, also I'm trying to iterate is that my situation of being in a place and being thrown out of that place. All right, so that's all. That's all I'm trying to say. I don't want us to be thrown out of this building.
Okay, we have a clarified question over here. We have a point of information about the question.
I have a point of information regarding that regarding the topic of the proposal. As a point of information, my point of information is that a working group is heading up the use of this space. As a working group, they can fundraise, they can work on the building as they see fit, and then present it to the GA for whatever the GA wants to use. It is totally on that working group whether or not that space, if they do get kicked out or whatever, before the lease is agreed upon, but it is not up to the GA to determine whether or not that can be done. That's up to the working group until that working group feels that it's necessary to bring it to the GA, and then also just totally off process. But Kevin Mackey did a hell of a job in there and has done a lot, and I just wanted to give him credit.
Any other points of information?
I got a point. Yes, okay. If we agreed to not go forward with any work out of the space. However, I responded to the Occupy Detroit official website's call to action to come restore and start working on that space last week. So I showed up to work unknowing that none of this work had been approved yet. So I drove very far to go do that. So we made this statement, and then here our website is putting out information. So what I'm saying is there's some kind of disconnect there. That's my point of information. We are using Occupy to rebuild that.
You say you have a point of information about this proposal?
Lawyer has.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a point of information. Okay, a limited amount of work to sort through the things we have stored in the space to get ready for the inspection is needed. But as for any improvements in the space, no, I don't believe that any of that should be done until this lease is signed. From what I'm hearing, from what I understand,
I'm sorry, excuse me 1 second. We're at time for this proposal. At this point, getting the feedback that you're getting, do you want to rescind your proposal?
I want to hear her.
I understand, but I mean, at this time, we're out of time.
Right.
So I'm just asking, before we do a temperature check, do you want to rescind it or do you want to continue to move forward with this?
Well, I want to continue to move forward.
Give me 1 second. Then at this time, I want to take a temperature check as in regards to adding maybe 2 more minutes so we can hear
Make sure you look to your right.
Well, can we take a temperature check?
Right here, man.